Why, hello there. Welcome back to my channel. I'm Bronke Dalla, and today we will be discussing the political spectrum. First off, we've got communism, term coined by Karl Marx. Basically, communism vies to do away with private property and profit, ultimately replacing it with public ownership and communal ownership of big productions and natural resources. The plan would be first to have the working class control the government and figure out how to pay people. And then eventually society would grow classless and without government at all. All goods would be distributed based on how much can be produced and who's in need. Next up, we've got socialism, term coined by Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. The idea of socialism is pretty similar to that of communism, but the major difference is that socialism doesn't aim to demolish government and can coexist with democracy. Next up, we've got liberalism, term coined by John Locke. There are two types of liberalism: classical liberalism, the original, and reform liberalism, the new version. Classical liberalism believed that humans are inherently good and they improve well on their own. They did not really get involved with economic and intellectual issues unless absolutely necessary. Reform liberalism, what we have now, has a bigger focus on economic equality and carried on with their belief of intellectual freedom. Basically, saying you can do whatever you want with your life, but we're going to make sure you have the basic necessities to survive. Next up, conservatism, term coined by Edmund Burke. The goal of conservatism is to keep things the same as previous tradition. They see no need for progression because things are fine the way they are. Basically opposite to liberalism. They believe in economic freedom and intellectual equality. Lastly, we've got fascism. The goal of fascism is basically whatever the leader wants, which calls for a lot of intellectual equality. If you don't conform, they typically do use military forces to get people to conform. The reason why it's so important to know a few political ideologies is because parties do typically express which political ideology they resonate with, and so based on your morals, knowing which one they follow will help you make a decision on who you might want to vote for. Alright, and that's it for today. Thanks for watching.